back and watch the chef cook.
You own 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Hit my line if you own 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you own 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you own 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Yeah, I'm from the 17th curb. I'm a G, I know how a G17 works. I'm a beast, I done moved grass all on this turf. Before the pandemic, face mask gonna work, yeah. Feast with the guys, glad bag full of work. Used to help Miss Diane with her bags out of church, cause she let us play them steps from the first to the first. It's like we shared clothes, your dirt was my dirt. You don't need to have a foreign, I saw minivan skirts. We had bitches on the bus, I ain't never chased no skirt. Diamond chains cause I'm up, she just think I'm trying to flirt. When the lights hit my chain.
Fresh off the John. The parade. It's the Linc Up. You know what I'm saying? My guy, Tone DeShields in the building. Of course, LB. Symone is recovering. You know what I'm saying? She will be popping in around 5 o'clock or something like that. But you know. We gotta let the ladies get right. You gotta let the ladies take our time. You tapped in with the Linc Up. You know what I mean? In case you ain't know, this is where you at right now.
I love it.
God, Tone, what's going on? Super Bowl champion Tone DeShields.
You know what? Super Bowl champ. You know what? Super Bowl champ LB. I can't call it, brother. I can't call. I feel good. I'm blessed.
Which one?
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Double up. You know what I mean? World fucking champ. World fucking champ 2 times. You feel me? But it's LB. I feel good, man. I can't deny how I'm feeling right now. I feel like I'm on top of the world. Family's good. I'm healthy. I leave for my cruise in a few days, man. I'm doing good, bro. Traveling was safe to and from Philly. You know what I mean, bro? I gotta tell you this right now. Traveling to Philly and coming back, but especially traveling to, bro, when I say it was Eagles fans everywhere in Texas, because I had a layover in Atlanta too. So I'm leaving Texas. I'm at the airport. I'm at the Austin airport. I can't walk 50 feet without somebody saying, "Go Birds! Go Birds!"
Everywhere.
Bro, I get on the plane. The stewardess is like, "Go Birds." I'm like, let's get it popping. Bro, I land in Atlanta. I get off the joint. Go Birds, go Birds. My whole gate, all I see is Kelly green, midnight green, black, silver. Bro, when I say we a unit, I'm tired of them saying the Cowboys are America's team. It's the Eagles, bro. We America's team. I went to 3 different states in a matter of 3 days. Bro, I was in Nashville on the way back for a layover. Go Birds. Go Birds. It was a game, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm glad y'all beat them. Yeah, bro, it's a movie for us. It's a lifestyle. I felt like royalty moving through the airport with my Eagles green, bro. I felt like a king in them. You know what I mean? You know the old story that the emperor wears new clothes, whatever it is, bro. That the emperor wears green clothes. I felt majestic, bro. I felt like I could walk. I felt like I could do no wrong. I could walk on water.
We definitely a part of an elite club right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We're part of an elite group. We the top 1%. You know what I'm saying? We just did something that everybody been acting like they've been doing.
Yeah.
But we the ones that actually did it. You know what I'm saying? We be in Super Bowls. We be winning Super Bowls now. It's a new day for the Philadelphia Eagle fans.
Plural.
You know what I'm saying? We win Super Bowls. And the icing on the cake was 2 million people at a parade. 2 million people at a parade is insane to me, bro. Insane to you. Now, mind you, so we could talk about a little bit about the parade for a minute because I got some other stuff I want to talk about too. So, mind you, you know what I mean? I go straight to the art museum with mine. If you see me out there, man, what up, man? You already know the vibes. I go straight to the art museum with mine, man. I'm on the corner like a mailbox. You know what I'm saying? I'm on Pennsylvania and Spring Garden. There's just something about Philly. When I touch back down, I'm just at home on corners. I don't know what it is. It's just how I grew up, bro. So I find Pennsylvania and Spring Garden. I'm on a corner like I ain't LB. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a corner like I'm lost. You know what I mean? I'm by myself, but I ain't by myself, if that make any sense. So I'm walking around doing my thing. I'm in my own world, taking everything in, man. The amount of people that hollered at me to even take a picture, to even say they like what we do. They was looking for you. They was looking for Symone. They was looking for Philly. It's Philly 500 down here. The amount of people that was looking for Eagles YouTube royalty is astounding, man. And that's a testament to all the work we've been putting in. That's a testament to all the work we've been putting in, man. It was a guy, man. You know, I didn't get his name, but he drove an RV from New Orleans. He went to the Super Bowl, drove the RV straight from New Orleans to Philly for the parade. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a corner, right? Somebody tapped me on the shoulder. I got it. I got it in my video. Tap me on the shoulder. Yeah, I like what you do, man. These beats straight from the parade, man. After we won the bowl, I'm like, what you mean from the parade? Yeah, I was at the Super Bowl. That's my RV right there. If you want something to drink, you want something to eat, knock on the RV door. I'm like, man, this shit is a family out here. It's a family affair, bro. Dude, the electric slide, girls busting out the double Dutch rope. You know what I mean? And shout out to all the hustlers that was out there. Tone, man, you talked a little bit about this backstage. I was hungry. You know what I'm saying? My people frying fish. You could get you a beef sausage. Somebody was making breakfast out there. They had a pancake going on.
The halal trucks was out in effect. Like, bro, it was out there.
Trucks.
All of them.
Whatever you wanted, if you wanted bottles, if you wanted gas, it was there. Yeah. It was there, bro. It was a good time, a good time. And we so deserved that, man. We so deserved it.
When you say 2 million people, bro, it felt like 2 million people. Like, it's no exaggeration. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys who probably couldn't make it to the parade, you saw some of the drone footage that caught the whole thing, the art museum, and you know, Broad shit up and down it. Like, it was, bro, but it was no exaggeration, bro. The city was live.
That drone footage wasn't even an art museum. That was just Broad Street. That was like down there. That was Center City.
When they turned that corner, right?
Yeah, but when you turn that corner, that was like actual parade route, like on like by JFK, Broad and JFK, and all that little area right there. It was. I swear, at least 1 million was there.
I never seen
at least 1 million was there.
I never seen anything like it in my life. And again, 2 million. You felt like it was a lot of people down there. Like it was one of those situations where you were shoulder to shoulder with a lot of people, but it was definitely pockets where you can kind of get your space and just post up a little bit, man. Like you said, line dances. I mean, line dances that's going for blocks. People vibing. Yeah. Like, I'm talking about electric slide. I'm talking about Cupid shuffle. I'm talking about to the left, all that, bro. It was like the vibes were immaculate. You can't replicate it. You can't fabricate it. You can't manufacture it. It was pure organic. And the amount of love that people showed just to each other, man, it was so dope. You mentioned all the hustles out there, right? The vendors selling the Eagles gear, the Eagles merch, the food. Dude had the brothers had the gas out there, the food trucks. Like, you know, I don't say this, I don't take this part lightly, right? When the Eagles win, the way it stimulates an economy, even if you're making money on the table, under the table, if you a hustler, you get out there getting it. The way the Philadelphia Eagles stimulated that economy yesterday was insane. And I got to give credit to Kevin Hart and his liquor company. I think it's called El Camino something. I don't want to misspeak about it, but Kevin Hart and his tequila company, they pretty much sponsor the entire day for the Philadelphia Eagles fans in terms of travel. So if you had to get on the Broad Street line, if you had to get on the L, the Market Frankfurt line, if you had to get on any train, pretty much Kevin Hart and his people took care of the bill. And I just feel like that was so tough. On top of that, you
got on the sub, right?
Yeah, I got on the sub. I got on that B&O and took it all the way down to Broad and Race or Broad and Vine, whatever that is, and pretty much walked the rest of the way. And another thing I got to say is I got to give credit to the Philadelphia Police Department. I got to, because the way they handled that parade, in my opinion, you can't handle it no better than that. I feel like they was completely not just, I don't want to say in control of the event, but they understood the assignment. They understood that people going to be out here drinking, people going to be out here smoking. It's going to be vendors out here. It's going to be people posted up anywhere trying to sell in and everything. Everybody just do you. Just don't be blatant. Don't be disrespectful. Don't cause no issues. The police really had it, whereas though people, it was the Wild Wild West, but it was almost like everybody had this understanding that, look, y'all respect us, we respect y'all. Y'all gonna do what y'all want. They didn't kick people out. They didn't kick people out of parking spots or make people move, or people was climbing trees and poles, and bro, that parkway, dog, bro, the parkway, I lied to you not, because the parkway is just a line of trees, like just in poles. when I say the trees was filled with people and just the street signs, the light poles, it was almost it's something you can't over exaggerate when you're talking about it. Every time, like when you hear somebody describe something, you gotta believe it. There's no exaggeration when we discuss this to y'all. No exaggeration.
I knew it was real with the cops when people were standing on the cop cars in front of the cops. The cops did not care. The cops was just looking at them. You know what I'm saying? And the report of some incident happening out there, I ain't see none of that.
I ain't see nothing.
I ain't seen none of that either. I think that's
around.
fake news. I ain't gonna hold you because it wasn't on the news. I ain't seen none of that, man. I think that's propaganda being spun up by Eagles Twitter. You know what I mean? To make it seem like our fan base some wild, unhinged animals. You know what I mean? Making it seem like, oh, we don't know how to parade right or whatever the case may be. But yeah, man, the immediate consensus all week though, and it's just to segue into our next topic.
Right.
The immediate consensus all week though is how Jalen Hurts is somehow not what people believe. Like this is the meaning of delusion for me. And shout out to my guy Marcus Kane with the super chat. Tired of these dudes disrespecting Jalen. This is what we got to start doing as a unit, though, y'all. We got to understand that people already made their mind up. He could win 6 more Super Bowls, and people are already going to not like Jalen Hurts. They're not going to like Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? And the general consensus right now is that now they making up a new term. Oh, he ain't in the big 4. Now, that is some shit they made up this week. I never heard nobody talk about nothing called no big 4. It's supposed to be Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. That's supposed to be the big 4. Now,
oh, really?
In my opinion, after this Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts has leapfrogged somebody in the big 4. If you want to call it big 4. I don't know who he leapfrogged, but it gotta be between it ain't Pat. It gotta be between Lamar and it gotta be between Josh Allen. Like Jalen Hurts cemented himself as a top 5 quarterback. Like, who would you rather be? Who's going to be remembered? Let's put it this way. Who's going to be remembered? Matt Ryan or Eli Manning from that era? Who's going to be remembered?
I'll take it a step further. Whose career would you rather have?
You know what I'm saying?
Whose career would you rather have?
Who's going to you rather have the guy that's going to be remembered? Phillip Rivers or Eli Manning? Perfect example. Nobody even remembers Phillip Rivers was alive. He had a lot of great seasons. Phillip Rivers, Hall of Fame numbers, but he don't got the brass. He don't have the wins. You know what I'm saying? Eli Manning is going to the Hall of Fame probably next year. He wasn't first ballot, but you know what I mean? Who's going to be remembered? If it's all said and done and Josh Allen never win a Super Bowl, if Josh Allen never win a Super Bowl, never go to a Super Bowl, he just keep having amazing seasons, nobody's going to talk about him. The only reason why people talk about Jim Kelly, you know what I mean, the guy that went to the 4 Super Bowls for the Buffalo Bills, because he went to 4. That's the only reason why, because he went to a few. Josh Allen never went to a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson never went to a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? I'd rather be the guy that's remembered for winning. The winners make history. So I'm not really concerned about what Twitter's saying. Not to be long-winded on this, man. I'm gonna use common sense, man. I'm gonna use common sense. You want to talk about this Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson thing? Like Josh Allen in the last 5 years ain't have 2 rosters with 13 wins. Why he ain't get it done none of them seasons? Lamar Jackson's and the Ravens had the same amount of all pros as Jalen Hurts and the Eagles did this year. What was the difference? The difference is one quarterback did what it took to win and the winner go home games. That's the difference. So yeah, these guys might look better during the regular season, but you know what I mean? Week 5, guys, that's one thing. This is one thing I know about week 5, y'all. That week 6 gonna come and it's still another week. When you get to the wild card round, you don't know if you're gonna be in a divisional game. You got to be perfect. You got to play at a certain level to get to the next week. So while people want to disrespect Jalen Hurts or discredit Jalen Hurts, say he was carried, say he was this, say he was that, carried by who? Now we stacked. Tone. Nobody wanted Zach Bone. He was a special teamer. A whole round of people passed on Cooper Dejean. He ain't go in the first round.
Nobody wanted
passed
Saquon.
on Cooper Dejean.
Nobody wanted Saquon. They didn't
Nobody
want
wanted Saquon.
They didn't want Quinyon because he went to Toledo, went to a small school.
Quinyon school was too small.
Went to a MAC-10 school, whatever it is. Like, so you bring up a lot of good points, right? It's so
Nolan
funny.
Smith was too small. We can go down the list of negative things that nobody wanted about the guys who ultimately contributed. Nobody even know what school Jalen Hurts went to. Jalen Hurts was a reach. He would have been there in round 5, for real. I really believe he would have been there in the 5th round. He was a reach at 3. We know something other people don't know, so that we got to take the blame for being stacked. Huh? In the beginning of the season, they didn't even say we was contenders. Now we stacked.
I'm glad you said that, because that's the funny part to me. Even after we made the moves, even after we added to the roster, after bringing in Saquon, after bringing in Zach Bond, after drafting Quinyon and Jalen Hunt and Cooper Dejean, right, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., after bringing in Mekhi Becton, right, after bringing back CJ, you feel what I'm saying? Like after re-signing Landon Dickerson, after re-signing Devontae Smith, after re-upping AJ Brown, right? After Jalen Hurts came back coming off of 2 back-to-back Pro Bowl seasons, right? Knowing he all-pro. Bringing in Vic Fangio, bringing in Kellen Moore. After all those moves, they still said we wasn't making the playoffs. After all those moves, they said we wasn't winning our division. After all those moves, so now we a super team because y'all saw the finished product. No. You following through. You don't get to hop on the train after we done already got the ball rolling. You can't do that. No. So it's funny to me. Many of these so-called football experts or film gurus, they believe Jalen Hurts is not elite, and they claim he's carried solely by the pieces around him, right? And then they continue to bloviate, like you said, about this loaded roster or what this so-called super team is. They love to dissect the game to see the smallest iota. They love to dissect the game just to take advantage of a small flaw that a guy may have. Maybe he don't throw the ball as far. Maybe he not as tall. Maybe he not as strong. They wait for every little moment to pull a thread so they can say, see, I told you he wasn't the guy. That's how they treat Jalen Hurts. They wait for their little moments just to say, see, I told you he wasn't the guy. But there isn't a single quarterback in this league that gets the scrutiny that Jalen Hurts gets. Maybe Lamar Jackson, but we're talking about Jalen Hurts right now. There's not a single quarterback in this league that get the kind of scrutiny that Jalen Hurts gets for just winning football games. And, you know, it's funny. They think they slick, LB. This is what they think they slick. They claim they're willing to give him credit, right? But it never feels like real credit. It always feel backhanded, or it always feel underhanded. You know, they love to say things like, you know, I think Jalen Hurts is a great leader, and he's the adult in the room. But look how easy it is when you got AJ Brown. Look how easy it is when you got Devontae Smith or Saquon Barkley. If I was throwing to those guys, I'll look good too, right? They love even throwing us out there, bro. They love saying this. They love saying, man, you give Josh Allen that roster, you give Justin Herbert or Jordan Love that roster, or Lamar Jackson. You know, if they throwing the guys like that, hey, they'd be winning Super Bowls too. Hold on. I'm trying to understand what side of the fence they're on, because, like, I've seen Lamar Jackson play with Pro Bowls and All Pros before. I've seen Josh Allen play with Pro Bowls and All Pros before. I've seen Joe Burrow play with Pro Bowls and All Pros before. You know what I'm saying? I've seen these guys have talent, right? And we all know in reality the NFL is not plug and play. They love to talk like it is. Oh, take Jalen Hurts off that team, put this quarterback in there. Hey, I can name 10 quarterbacks that have won with this roster. Really? Okay. So this is the part of the equation where they love to discount, right? They only like talking about the things they can see, the things they can measure, right? But in football, there's chemistry, there's team morale, there's belief, confidence, fearlessness, willpower, timing, preparation, self-awareness, selflessness, relentlessness, a steady hand to steer the ship, which is what Jalen Hurts is. That fire inside of you, basically saying, I will not be denied. That's what you call the intangibles, the things you can't measure, the things you can't.
Lamar Jackson don't have that.
The things you can't put the metric on, right? So again, they say, nah, Tone, nah, it's the team around him. Along with Jalen Hurts' God-given ability and his skill set and his talent, he has these intangibles that I mentioned. And that's why he is where he is today. That's why he's a Super Bowl champion. That's why he's a Super Bowl MVP, right? And here's the thing, right? I got another thing for you, and I'm gonna let you cook. They love saying Jalen Hurts is not of the elite class, like you said, the big four or the four horsemen, right? Mahomes, Jackson, Burrow, Allen, right? And don't get me wrong, they're great quarterbacks in their own right. They're accomplished in their own right. Joe Burrow's been to a Super Bowl. Josh Allen is an MVP. Lamar Jackson is a 2-time MVP, right? Patrick Mahomes, that goes without saying, right? 3-time Super Bowl winner. But I'm trying to understand why people discount what Jalen Hurts does because he doesn't play the game like them. Here's my perspective on this, LB, and I want to get your thoughts on this. I would rather have the quarterback that's B level, that when it matters most, he can elevate his game to A level, than the quarterback that's A level, and when the lights get bright, they fall to B level.
Yeah.
That's what Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen is. Joe Burrow, I won't say it to him because he's been to a Super Bowl. He's beaten Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs before, right? I won't put that on him just yet. But when it comes to Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, who I respect their games, they're decorated guys in their own right individually. But when the lights get bright, when you gotta win the game, when you gotta take out the king and Patrick Mahomes, they wilt, they shrink. And now it's everybody else around them. Now everybody else not doing their job. Hold on, wait. So do they need help or not? Do they need a team or not? Because my guy got a team around him. And my guy elevates his game, elevates the people around him where it matters most. My guy is 2-2 career. My guy is 2-2 all time against Mahomes, right? Beat him in the Super Bowl, lost to him in the Super Bowl, beat him in the regular season, lost to him in the regular season. So he's 2-2, but he got the big one on him, the Super Bowl, right? Joe Burrow, he's 3-2 all time against Patrick Mahomes. That's including the playoffs. Josh Allen, now he has the regular season record over Mahomes. He's 4-1 against Mahomes in the regular season. But when it comes to the playoffs, Josh Allen is 0-4 against Mahomes in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson is 1-4 against Patrick Mahomes. What are we talking about?
We're not talking about nothing. And that's what's sad. This is where I stand. You know, back to your A level, B level analogy. Jalen Hurts is A level. You're talking about a guy who was like 10-3 at worst the last 3 seasons.
But real quick, I'm saying what they look at it as, right?
Right. They look at it as these guys are different because of some of the statistical games that they have in the regular season. But a lot of guys have great statistical games, bro, but they don't know how to win when it's win or go home. You know what I mean? I would take Jalen Hurts over Lamar Jackson. I would take Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? I would take Jalen Hurts over Joe Burrow. You know what I mean? Joe Burrow is as close to me. I've been saying this for years that Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow are the same caliber of quarterback to me. You know what I mean? They do things different, but it's the same caliber of quarterback. If you think 10 people could have won this Super Bowl, if you plug and play, if you take somebody out of this and put Jalen Hurts in the equation and the Eagles have their playoff run, if you think 10 people could win the Super Bowl, who are these 10 people? Let me know who these 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
The obvious answers, who are these 10 people? Because first you got to find me the 10 guys that can run for 70 yards in the Super Bowl. Find me that. You know what I mean? Secondly, find me the guy who gives Spagnolia's scheme fits the way Jalen Hurts does. All these guys play in the AFC, they've all went against Spagnolia, and he's all Spags, whatever. I'm going to get his name right. I'm going to call him Spags. They've all went against Spags, and he's all made them look pedestrian. Spags is undefeated calling the defensive game against Josh Allen. Josh Allen lost the game on a blitz. The same blitz that Spags tried to hit Jalen with time and time again in the Super Bowl, and Jalen found the guy one-on-one and threw the bomb over top of the blitz. Why can't Josh Allen find and identify the one-on-one matchup during the blitz? If you watch Mic'd Up, you ready, Jahan? Because he know what's coming already. He did his work. If you watch the highlights, the little trigger to AJ, because they know it's coming. We're going to back shoulder fade them because they're going to leave you one-on-one, and we're going to beat this blitz. You know what I mean? And Jalen Hurts got the highest throw percentage against disguise. That was a disguised play when he hit Smitty for the bomb. That wasn't a blitz, but they ran a disguised scheme to make it seem like he was doubled, but he wasn't. But Jalen understood the assignment. Jalen Hurts is more cerebral than every one of them quarterbacks that everybody keep trying to say better than him. If these guys so better, why don't they make it interesting against Pat? Jalen Hurts has made it interesting against Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't Josh Allen make it interesting? Why you can't get him every now and then? Why you can't do it? Why? We don't always sweep the Dallas Cowboys. We make it interesting. We always split. So that's why it's always a game that people want to look forward to. Like, I'm not feeding into nobody telling me about somebody who ain't no damn Super Bowl champion or no damn Super Bowl MVP. I'm not feeding into none of the negativity, man. I'm not. My top 10 quarterbacks right now are as follows: Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. That's my top 5 right there. You know what I'm saying? That's my top 5 right there. Number 6.
I'm not mad at that.
Number 6. I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford. You know what I mean? Because Matthew Stafford be winning. I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford, number 6. Number 7. See, this is where it get tricky at for me. Number 7. I'm
Okay,
going to
so
go Jaden Daniels.
all right, so go through your 1 through 7 one more time.
My 1 through 7. Right now, number 1 is Pat. Number 2, Jalen. Number 3, Joe Burrow. Number 4, Josh Allen. Number 5, Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Number 6, I'm going Matthew Stafford. Number 7, I'm going Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
I'm going Jaden Daniels, number 7. After Jaden Daniels, I'm going CJ Stroud.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I would go CJ Stroud right there.
I'm going CJ Stroud after Jaden Daniels. After CJ Stroud.
After CJ Stroud, I may have to put golf right there.
That ain't a bad one right there. That ain't a bad, but I feel like it's somebody we missing that I think is a little better than golf.
So I'll give you some names of guys you didn't say.
Okay.
Jordan Love, Justin Herbert, Brock Purdy, Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, Baker Mayfield. I'll put Baker.
I'm
Mayfield.
going Baker.
I'll put Baker over Goff, honestly.
Yeah, I'm going Baker 8. I'm going golf 9.
Okay.
I'm going Baker 8. I'm gonna go golf 9, and then
So
I
that
might
leaves-
throw Jordan Love 10.
I will put Jordan. I
might throw Jordan Love 10.
I would put Jordan Love over Justin Herbert for the simple fact that at least Jordan Love showed me that he could win a big game on the road. Like, I'm sorry, I can't never forget what he did to the Cowboys.
I can't put Justin Herbert in my top 10. I can't do it.
At all.
I can't put Justin Herbert in my top 10 because think about the guys that I named. Every guy that I named won a playoff game.
Yeah.
Every guy that I named won a playoff game, and that's just subconsciously because I'm naming winners here. Every guy that I named won a playoff game. Justin Herbert hasn't even won a playoff game. Daniel Jones has won a playoff game. And these are the type of guys that they want to put in a position in the same breath as Jalen Hurts. Justin Herbert? They don't anything to disrespect us, bro.
You want to hear something crazy?
Then though, Tone, now we're in ring culture now. Now we're saying anybody who gets a ring is good. Like getting a ring easy. They talking about Jalen Hurts like he Brad Johnson. He a franchise quarterback making $50 million.
Right.
That's the guy that's supposed to get a ring.
They talk about him like he Trent Dilfer or something. No disrespect, because Trent Dilfer is a Super Bowl champion, but like it's different. You know, it's so funny to me because they act like Jalen Hurts ain't been through the mud. That's the part that kind of kills me. They act like Jalen Hurts was just gift wrapped all these bevy of riches when it comes to AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Right? They act like he just walked into this. Let's not forget, Jalen Hurts has been through the fire, bro. He was benched in college for Tua Tagovailoa. He stuck it out for another season, and then in his final college season, he went to Oklahoma and became a Heisman runner-up to Joe Burrow. And the only reason he was runner-up is because Joe Burrow had an unprecedented college football season. I think he has the record for most touchdowns in college playoff history or college football history, whatever it may be. That season by Joe Burrow was unprecedented. But he can't run up to Joe Burrow. Okay, say it less. He gets drafted in the second round behind guys like Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Tua Tagovailoa, Jordan Love, and he's the fifth quarterback to come off the board in the second round, right? You want to hear something crazy? Did you know Jalen Hurts has more playoff wins
than all of them combined?
Than all of them combined.
Yeah.
Than all of them combined.
The whole draft class combined. Tua don't have a playoff win. Who
Herbert
else was Trevor Lawrence in his class?
No. So his class was Joe Burrow came off the board first.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was Justin Herbert. Then it was Tua. Then it was Jordan Love, and then it was Jalen Hurts in the second round. Jalen Hurts, I believe Jalen Hurts is 6-3 in the playoffs. Joe Burrow, I believe he has 5 playoff wins or something like that, or 4 playoff wins. Jordan Love has 1 playoff win against the Cowboys, and then Herbert and Tua ain't got none. Isn't it funny how the quarterback that was the most doubted in that draft class is the most decorated, is the most successful?
Right, and then while you're talking about players nobody wanted Jalen either. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wanted Jalen either. But we did our due diligence, man. Cardiac Green, man. Thank you for the super chat. Becton the bus. Nolan, Smitty, and Dean are too small. Jalen can't read a defense. Cam can't sniff. Kelsey jockstrap. Mylata 7th round pick. Bond a backup. Slay old. Saquon wash. CJ us. Now we stacked. He told us CJ us. Now we stacked. Vita Sankofa, thank you for the super chat. When it comes to the consistency, nobody can mess with Tone DeShields. Symone, nobody can mess with Tone DeShields. Symone, she has the female Eagles content on lock. Nobody mess with LB when it comes to that slick talk, pain, and torture. You already know, bro. We're gonna give them slick talk, pain, and torture. We're gonna give them finesse. We're gonna give them grace from Symone. When she won it, because Symone will fire you up too.
Yeah, and we're gonna give you consistency for sure. We show up every day, baby. We showing up. You know what I mean?
We showing up to the fight. Marco Bresci, thank you for the super chat. They say nobody QB could have won, but they say any QB could have won, but they act like these other top QBs haven't had talent around them. Why has Jalen been the only one able to take advantage of his roster? He has the clutch gene. They don't. Regular season QBs. That's a good point, bro. That's a good point because guys have had talented rosters.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott played in 2001 with a number one wide receiver with 1,000 yards. He was a 4,000-yard passer. He had a running back for 1,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He had a guy with 10 interceptions. He had a guy with 10 sacks. You know what I mean?
Let's not forget when they had that number one defense. What was it, last year or 2 years ago? They had a number one defense.
They had a number one defense when they lost to the Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
That was the first time in NFL history somebody had that type of talent with those guys with those stats on the same roster. And he was the first round exit, I believe, that year. Or I think they lost to the Niners the second round after that. You know what I'm saying? Dak Prescott went into that game against the Packers, you know what I mean, where they lost, where they got blown out at home, and Jordan Love got paid off of that game. He went in against that game with the defense not being his best, but that's when you're supposed to do what Jalen did in the bowl. You're supposed to bust your gun, keep your team in it. You're not supposed to throw pick sixes and compound it. But Cowboys fans are so delusional that they're saying, "Oh, we don't have a number one defense like y'all." Bro,
Y'all had one.
Bro, in games where the defense don't step up, your quarterback got to be able to bust his gun and keep y'all in the game until the defense can find a way to get a stop. If your defense folding and your offense folding, everybody's bad, not just the defense.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, like, they're going to make excuses until the end of time, man. They was cool with us almost winning and not winning. You know what I mean? And all we had to hang our hat on was for a season and a half was, Jalen almost won the Super Bowl. He outplayed Pat. He outplayed Pat. You know what I mean? He just beat Pat, though. They don't like that, bro, because they could never be in that position, Tone. They're upset.
And another thing, bro, you know, just thinking about last year's Super Bowl when the 49ers went up against Mahomes and the Chiefs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Brock Purdy, all season, Christian McCaffrey was doing his thing, making life real sweet for McCaffrey and all those guys, right? But, you know, Brock Purdy did his thing. I'm not going to discount what he did. He did his thing leading up to that point, right? But then in that Super Bowl, when Christian McCaffrey couldn't get off, Brock Purdy turned back into a pumpkin. He kind of became more so average than good, like we saw him that whole season, right? He wasn't as effective, wasn't as dominant because McCaffrey wasn't able to impact that game, right? We saw Jalen Hurts' best weapon and Saquon Barkley essentially get neutralized, essentially, right? He impacted the game in various other ways, but for the most part, he couldn't do what he normally does. And what does Jalen Hurts do? He busts his gun. Hey, I got this. Don't worry about that. 70+ rushing yards, 200+ passing yards, 3 total touchdowns, 1 turnover that was really just an extended punt. You know what I mean? Outside of that interception, he was flawless. So there's a difference between guys who are carried and guys who, when it's time for them to carry their load, hey, I got us. Don't worry about it. Just because we don't, that don't mean we can't.
Bro, I never seen a Super Bowl MVP get carried.
Never. In my life, never.
I never seen the Super Bowl MVP get carried. Like, let's stop there. You know what I mean? You know why Purdy couldn't do nothing after they took McCaffrey out the game? Because he doesn't possess that other dimension of being able to run the ball like Jalen Hurts. We sat here on our pregame, Tone, and I said the quarterback keeper is going to feed generations in this game because he's going to run right at that blitz. He's going to find that gap. They're going to overcommit, and he's going to expose it. And that's exactly what ended up happening. Blaze, thank you for the super chat. The way they treat Hurts reminds me of Tim Duncan. People found his game boring, non-flashy, but clutch winners. What's your opinions? I think he flashy. I think Jalen Hurts has the plays. Listen, People are this is killing me. This one's killing me though.
If you really watch Jalen Hurts tape, he flashy for real. He pushed the ball.
Yeah,
He pushed the ball down the field.
Like, what are we talking about though? But this was killing me. Everybody talking about the throws Patrick Mahomes made, but then you see how they crop out the little screen. They was getting their backs beat out. It was second stringers on the field. And, only Patrick Mahomes can make that throw. I'm like, bro, it's the same throw Jalen made to Smitty. What's really different? What's different? What is different about the throw Patrick Mahomes made to Xavier Worthy than a throw Jalen Hurts made to Smitty? What Jalen's was over the starters. You know what I mean? That's different. So like, what's really different, man? It's like, bro, the delusion is laughable. And this really the one that get me, Tone. This is really the one right here that get me. People are saying that they could have beat the Chiefs because they seen what we do. They think they could have did that.
Bro, you heard what Amon Brown said? He basically was trying to say, "Oh yeah, we could have beat the Eagles, we'd beat the Chiefs, all this sucker shit." And I'm like,
when you couldn't even beat the Commanders?
How? Like I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. And you said the real key, like when we Super Bowl champions, Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl MVP. Like we really shouldn't be entertaining these guys, but it kind of blows my mind, like to the degree of like the audacity for you to just think that you owed something in this shit. The audacity to believe that you ain't had to earn it like we did. The audacity to believe that we just walked through the playoffs. The audacity to believe that you could have survived in that blizzard. The audacity to believe that you had what it took to knock out the king and Patrick Mahomes. The audacity of you to doubt Jalen Hurts when all he's ever done in his career is win football games, and he is officially one of the best, if not the best, big game quarterback in football right now. Let me add another thing to the table too. Before I let you cook, dog. Did you know that since Patrick Mahomes has been in the NFL, there's only one quarterback that was drafted after him to win a Super Bowl, and that is Jalen Hurts. Throughout Patrick Mahomes' entire tenure in the league, I'm going to name the four quarterbacks who have won Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes himself, Matthew Stafford, Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts. Matthew Stafford and Brady were drafted before Mahomes, so they don't count in the stat that I gave you. Since Mahomes has been in the league, Jalen Hurts is the only one to knock him off his pedestal that was drafted after him. That means Lamar Jackson couldn't do it. Josh Allen couldn't do it. Joe Burrow couldn't do it. Jordan Love couldn't do it. CJ Stroud couldn't do it. Who else? Dak Prescott couldn't do it.
Herbert
couldn't do it.
Lawrence.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? There's levels to this shit, man.
But I like how this is turning out though. People are legitimately crazy.
They're upset, bro,
or something.
They're upset. No, they're so hurt by it. They're so distraught. Every assumption, every take that they've ever had about the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, it's been completely neutralized. So now they almost don't know what to do but to say, yeah, well, he still ain't better than Jayden Daniels, though. Well, what you mean? They went toe to toe.
That's the one, man. That's the one, man. Comparing a rookie to a Super Bowl MVP who spanked this rookie on the way to getting Super Bowl MVP, put 55 on him.
He's undefeated against Jordan Love. Jalen Hurts is undefeated against Jordan Love. You think beating Kenny Pickett was a flex? Jalen Hurts is undefeated against Jayden Daniels. Come on now. What are we talking about here?
I can't even entertain the Jayden Daniels one because that's the epitome of delusion to me. Because if any Commanders fan is able to say that Jalen Hurts' game in the Super Bowl wasn't impressive, and they're a blatant contradiction of everything they believe in when in terms of Jayden Daniels, because 221 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 70 rushing yards, and a rushing touchdown is equivalent to the best Jayden Daniels game that he gonna ever have, because he's a full threat. He's a guy that uses his legs. He uses his legs. They talk like Jayden Daniels is running around here with 400-yard passing game after 400-yard passing after. I think he might have 2 300-yard passing games on the season.
Mm-hmm.
The bulk of his damage is done because, to an extent, he kind of plays the game like Jalen Hurts. But now Jayden Daniels is better than Jalen Hurts. Based off what, bro? It's just stupid stuff like that you know what I mean? They disrespecting this man been to 2 Super Bowls, bro. We just could laugh. We all we could do is laugh. Matthew Stafford only been to one, right?
Yes. And he won it.
And that lets you know alone how hard it is to get to these situations, bro. Because you got to be a good quarterback and you gotta do certain things a certain way, bro. A lot of these guys, bro. Lamar Jackson might never get in the Super Bowl, bro. And it's a question for all you haters right now. If all of this Lamar Jackson gargling that you're doing, all of this Josh Allen suckling at the teat that you're doing, if these guys never got to a Super Bowl, if you could see the future and see that these guys never got to a Super Bowl, would you abandon ship right now? If you could see in the future and you could see how we're in for them, that they're gonna have a goddamn Phillip Rivers career, would you just abandon ship right now? Because I tell you who never gonna get to a Super Bowl. Dak Prescott is never going to play in a Super Bowl.
Never.
It's never going to happen, bro. It's never going to happen. So if you know that to be facts, would you just root for another team? What is holding you on to some of these guys that make you guys think they go, just the hope of it? Being as though you see how hard it is to do, why hate on somebody that did it twice and won one? This dude could be a 2-time Super Bowl champion, and they still going to hate.
And LB,
man, we repeat next year, then what?
And LB, here's what kind of always racks my brain a little bit when it comes to the narrative around Jalen Hurts, because as far as I'm concerned, Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback as of right now. You can't tell me no different. So, but here's what racks my brain. In my opinion, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you agree or disagree, whatever it may be. I feel like Jalen Hurts is arguably the easiest quarterback to root for in football because of how he got to where he got, the struggle he had to go through, being doubted all of his career, being talked about as if he had to switch positions to make it in the NFL, being discussed as being a career backup, being discussed that he's never going to be a franchise guy, never going to be a guy that win you big games, never going to be a guy that you can ride to the Super Bowl. Never going to be somebody you can build around, a guy that can't see the field, can't read defenses, a guy that can't pick up the blitzes, a guy who can't get it done in pre-snap, a guy who can't get it done post-snap, a guy who is not fundamentally sound and he just is what he is. Like, the amount of guardrails they try to put on this brother's career and his development is insane. And all he's ever done is kill every narrative after narrative after narrative after narrative after narrative. And you would think the working man, the working woman, the somebody who knows what it's like to be doubted, somebody who knows what it's like to be slept on, and all you've ever done is overcome obstacles. You would think Jalen Hurts is somebody that you would root for, somebody that you would say to yourself, yo, I relate to that. I relate to being doubted. I relate to being slept on. I relate to being counted out. I relate to being counted out, being told I can't do it.
They can't,
and it blows my mind when you got these uppity ass people who act like they ain't been through struggle before.
You want to know why? You want to know why they can't do it, Tone? Because they are the ones that counted him out. They the ones that counted him out. So how you know what I'm saying? They the ones that's doubting. They the ones that's counting him out. They'll never spin the block and say they was wrong. It's a small percentage of people that's doing it, but they're the doubters. The doubters will never say, I relate to that. They can't, because they are the ones that's putting it in the atmosphere that he's not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
you're right.
Locky Dapper, thank you for the super chat. $4.99 BTA. I remember a certain analyst saying the Eagles might not hit the red zone. Colin Cowherd, I hollered at him on Twitter about that.
He didn't believe that.
Don't get no response.
I was watching that shit. There's no way he believed that.
He said it.
I know.
He said, LB, please fix super chats. I don't know what's wrong with them Jones.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I know. I saw him say it. When he said it, I was like, you hear somebody say something, and you just look at him in the face like, you don't believe that shit.
He believed it. He believed it because he's a Patrick Mahomes fan. He's one of Jalen Hurts' biggest haters, biggest doubters. So is Emmanuel Acho, man. Acho went out sad this year, if you ask me, and he's continuing to do it. Marco Bresci, thank you for the super chat. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Think about who Lamar has had, who Burrow has had, who Allen has had. That's just those three. But Hurts gets carried because he wins. Yo, Lamar Jackson just had Derrick Henry, man, who ran for 1,900 yards, I believe. 1,800, something like that, bro. Derrick Henry, bro, was an all-pro running back.
All-pro.
He just had Derrick Henry.
Led the league in rushing touchdowns.
Nobody told Lamar Jackson to throw an interception and fumble in the postseason. But everybody want to blame Mark Andrews for the drop. Bro, you wouldn't have been in that position if your quarterback would have took care of the ball and led some scoring drives. I mean, whatever,
Bro.
man. Them loser problems. That ain't my problem.
Listen,
Shard, thank you for the super chat.
You go
People neglect the yards after catch difference that these quarterbacks have over Jalen. His yards per attempt is crazy, but they say he's not top 5. All the average and percentages say he is, so their opinion don't mean nothing but facts. Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point about the yards after catch.
Yeah, because here's the thing, right? They say Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball, but he averages. He completed, I think, for the season 67% of his passes, and he averaged 8 yards an attempt. He's pushing the ball down the field. Career high in passer rating. He's pushing the ball down the field. He may not
got
have
the best deep. He got the best deep ball in the game.
Yeah,
you can't the best deep ball in the game.
You can't tell me anybody who can't tell me anybody who throw a better back shoulder, a better deep ball.
Here's one. Here's one too. Why are we listening to Chase Daniel, Dan Orlovsky, Ryan Fitzpatrick? Why are we listening to bum ass journeyman when you got Kurt Warner, Tom Brady, Terry Bradshaw, you got royalty, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, you got royalty saying that Jalen Hurts is playing the game the right way. Cam Newton finally came around the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just
I
had to give it up.
the way he did it. I even respect the way, because I
respect the way he did it too.
I give these two people respect. Dan, the dad did that Super Bowl, he flat out said, yo, I was wrong about that young man.
Yeah.
I completely got it wrong about him. Completely got it wrong. I can respect somebody that say I was wrong instead of trying to flip it saying, well, he showed us new information, so now my opinion changed. No, you ain't slick. Just say you was wrong about this guy. You thought he was one thing. He showed you that he was something else, and now you got to start talking about him with more respect. Dan did that. Kurt Warner did that. You know what I'm saying? Cam Newton, I
don't think Kurt Warner ever was out on him, though. You know what I mean? I don't think Kurt Warner was ever saying nothing bad about him. Kurt Warner has always been saying, yo, he's been highlighting the good things he do. Nobody was doing that.
Yeah, I think,
you know what I mean?
To your point, I think what Kurt Warner has done is that he said, hey, he does this well, he can improve here.
Right.
But other guys, it's a venom behind it. It's the way they speak about it. You know what I'm saying? Kurt Warner, he's strictly just, I feel like he has a way of discussing it. You know what it is? He's not motivated by any agenda like these guys at ESPN and Fox Sports is. Right. He's just talking football. He's just talking about what he see. You know what I'm saying? There's no ulterior motive behind it, right? And I think Kurt Warner got a feel for Jalen Hurts or vibe with him because Kurt Warner came in the league in an unorthodox way. I think he played in like the Canadian League or the World Football League, whatever it was, USFL. Like he was a guy that was bagging groceries before he was the quarterback for the Rams. And then he finally got his shot, took him to a Super Bowl, won Super Bowl MVP. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, like it would always blow my mind that Jalen Hurts is somebody that people just feel so comfortable doubting. When somebody his name never in the news, you know what I'm saying? Grew up in a 2-parent household. His dad is a football coach. His mom is an educator. You know what I'm saying? Come from a good family, well-dressed, knows how to express himself clearly and succinctly. You know what I'm saying? Has respect for the game, has respect for the legends and the guys that came before him. Knows how to lean on his teammates, always gives his team credit. All he kept saying after that Super Bowl was, man, defense win championships. I'll tell you that. He does everything right. But that may be it, though. He do everything right.
Yeah, he even played the game and Kurt Warner broke down what Patrick Mahomes didn't do versus what Jalen Hurts did do. You know what I mean? I've never seen nobody just tell the truth about Pat having a bad game and Jalen just being ahead of the curve on it. King Jordan, thank you for the super chat. He said St. Brown and Dak Flopscott need to humble themselves. Detroit has been good the last 2 seasons. You just got hot. Stop it. And Dak knows better. You're not him. Jalen is. The Eagles are.
Did you hear what Dak said recently?
Dak Prescott he's
delusional. They're delusional.
He's delusional, man. And they've been frying him ever since. But you know, Acho was just like Dak. Acho a clown. Acho a clown to me, bro. Like, bro, I used to want to get an interview with Acho. I used to want to work with Acho, but some of the stuff Acho be saying is just like, bro, what's really your agenda, bro?
He an entertainer.
What's really your agenda, man? What's really your agenda?
He's an entertainer, dog. That's all he is. He's an entertainer.
Yeah, he talking about the Cowboys are one off season away from being the Philadelphia Eagles.
And then when he broke it down, everybody on the panel looking at him like, You realize how difficult that is, right?
Bro, he broke it down and named moves that happen in multiple off seasons.
Like,
so how are you one off season away, bro? If all you need is a Jordan Davis, a Jalen Carter, a Zach Bond, a Nolan Smith,
a Josh
how are you
Sweat?
one off season away? You how?
Like,
He must have got 20 picks, and bro, a Cooper Dejean, a Quinyon Mitchell. Like, he don't know what he be talking about, bro. We didn't do that in 1 year.
Do you know how difficult it is to do what Howie Roseman did? And I think that's a perfect segue, right? Howie Roseman and what he's done to fortify this roster, and every time they have a setback, or every time things don't go their way, he always come back and reload. Right? Like Howie Roseman, his ability to just self-assess, figure out what he did wrong, and then come back stronger to follow a season. There's no GM in football who does that better than Howie Roseman. There's no one in football at the GM position who is as self-aware as Howie Roseman is. I mean, let's be totally honest about this. He went from the Jalen Reagor draft, realized how he fucked up, and he said, you know what? I'm not overthinking this no more. Devontae Smith, first round. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Following year, hey, let's trade for A.J. Brown. Let's do it. Like, oh, yeah, let's draft Landon Dickerson in the second round. Let's draft Cam Jurgens in the second round. Let's fortify our offensive line. Let's fortify our wide receivers. Let's protect our quarterback, and let's give our quarterback somebody to throw the ball to.
I'm gonna tell you the real thing that he started doing that I noticed with Howie Roseman is he started planning for the future. You know what I mean? He planned for the future in the draft, and he hit on them picks because you knew Kelsey was going out the door. Mm-hmm. So you already had Cam Jurgens for 2 years before Kelsey retired. You knew Fletcher Cox was going to be out of the way, so you already had Jordan Davis. Then you added, you know what I mean, Jalen Carter. Mm-hmm. You knew that, you know what I mean, Hassan Reddick contract was going to be an issue. So you added a Nolan Smith, mm-hmm. who played with Hassan Reddick for 1 year. Like, these guys played with the guys that they were going to replace for 1 year, and I love it, man. Halim Kark, thank you for the super chat. Yeah. Keep the hate coming. Hurts feeds off it.
And to take a step further, bro, right? Because we're going to lose Milton Williams this offseason. We're going to lose him. You know what he did? You know what he did to hedge that bet? Moro Jomo.
Yep.
And on top of that, just to hedge the bet a little bit more, he went and picked up the Las Vegas Raider D tackle that went to Alabama. I think he only been in the league for maybe 2 years. Byron Young. So now he been on ice all year just developing.
Right.
In the back scenes, and then you find a guy like Thomas Booker IV, right? Like what he's done is every time he smelled the blood in the water, he said, okay, let me double up real quick. Like his ability to just have his foresight is bar none in football. Bar none. You find Zach Bond and you say, you know what? He may be a linebacker rather than an edge rusher. He may be an off-ball linebacker rather than an edge rusher. And
I agree. I'm trying to find Anthony Green super chat. I just seen a message where he said it got skipped.
Let me see.
It had to be before we hit live. Yeah, that joint gone.
Yeah, because oh wait, no, you talking about? Okay, I know what you're talking about. Hold on, I got it.
Knuckles Media, thank you for the super chat. He said also shout out to Keyshawn Johnson. He believed too. Keyshawn Johnson definitely been believing.
He been holding it down.
He been believing.
Yeah, I found Anthony Green. It says Super Bowl MVP got haters moving goalpost already. Anthony Green. Shout out for the super chat, Anthony Green.
Anthony Green.
Appreciate you, bro. He right though. Listen, Keyshawn Johnson, when he worked for Fox, but you could tell he like, yo, I'm not buying into this shit y'all pushing. I'm not. He said, yo, the kid could play football. What are we talking about? He could throw.
And the thing about Keyshawn Johnson is, I don't think Keyshawn Johnson ever won a ring.
No, he did. He won with Tampa Bay.
He was on the bench.
No, let me double check this real quick. Keyshawn Johnson.
No, he got some ticks. So he won with Warren Sapp in him.
Keyshawn Johnson, Super Bowl champion. Yeah, he won with Tampa. He won with Tampa Bay in 2002. That was
Warren Sapp.
Yep. Yeah, he was 30. He was 30 years old, and that wasn't his last season though.
That's the year they beat us to go to the NFC Championship, I think.
That season, Keyshawn Johnson played in 16 games, had 76 catches, over 1,000 yards, 5 receiving touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? He had a strong season, and in that playoff run, played in all 3 games, 31 targets, 14 catches, 194 receiving yards, a receiving touchdown, averaged 14 yards a catch. You know what I'm saying? He accounted for 11 first down conversions, so he was a chain mover for them as well.
His big body.
Yeah. Keyshawn Johnson.
But see, they had Brad Johnson though, so they really wasn't like throwing like that.
Yeah.
Marley
You're
Tree,
right.
thank you for the super chat. 199. He said Jalen plays 3D chess on the field. I mean, the cerebral nature that he approached the game, man, that got to be talked about all year. The hemorrhoid strikes back. Thank you for the super chat. Notice how they all try and sprinkle in all these no names like Herbert in these top 5 conversations. What is his resume? Man, this is peak delusion. They putting Herbert in the conversation because he got 2 5,000 passing yard seasons.
That's it. As if that means anything. We've seen Jake Cutler with 5,000 yard seasons.
You know what I mean? Jameis Winston got a 5,000 yard season.
What are we talking about? Like that,
You know what I mean? Make it make sense.
That doesn't move the needle for me.
It don't. Davon Tyree, thank you for the super chat. Jalen needs to be respected like how Russell Wilson won his first ring. A-Tone and LB, was that Seattle team, was it stacked in a bowl as well? It was stacked. They had Marshawn Lynch. You know what I mean? The Legion of Boom. And you know, Russell would have 2. He would have 2 if they gave it to Marshawn Lynch on the goal line. So I always respected Russell. And you know what I mean? Look at the season
Always
he was
did.
able to still put together, man, with the Steelers, even though they ain't win the Super Bowl. They ain't going on a crazy run, but you know, they're a couple pieces away.
And I think they also they was more stacked defensively. But at the receiver position, that's when they had Doug Baldwin in his prime when he was healthy. Doug Baldwin was nice when he was healthy. Who else they had? They had Percy Harvin. Who else they had a receiver? But again, I mean, it wasn't AJ Brown or Devontae. But regardless, though, like in my opinion, Jalen Hurts is the modern Russell Wilson. He is like their career trajectory is almost similar in terms of in terms of the winning and how they play the game. And you know, Russell Wilson was known for his deep ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
that moon ball.
Yeah,
that moon ball that everybody be talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Green, thank you for the super chat. I saw that ring culture was toxic.
Now it's toxic. Yeah, Jalen Hurts good one. That was toxic.
I mean, ring culture toxic. I mean, I understand not wanting to give extreme praise to guys like Nick Foles. He was the backup that year. You know what I mean? Like guys that step in and win the ring. You know what I mean? That could be looked at as lightning in a bottle. But when a guy played from beginning to end of the season, and he a franchise quarterback making $50 million a year, he's paid that much to bring you a championship, and that's what he did.
And put the work in.
That's his job. His job is to deliver championships for that type of payday. A lot of people could take note of that. A lot of these guys these guys be having performance anxiety, bro.
Yes. That they
performance
don't
anxiety in the big game, but be ready to hold out for $50 million plus a year. Dak Prescott was about to hold out, bro. Dak Prescott strapped the organization by the short and curlies for $60 million a year.
Whacked him.
What has he done to deserve $60 million a year? That's what I'm talking about all off season. What has Herbert done to deserve his money? What has Dak Prescott done to deserve his money? What have they done to Patrick Mahomes? Don't even make $50 million a year, man.
Like at least Lamar Jackson got MVPs to show you. At least. Like
at least here MVP. I kind of understand that. But what have some of these other guys done, man? Dak Prescott has he's padded stats against the Giants, the Commanders when they wasn't good, the Eagles if we going through something. He pat them stats and say, look, this is what I did this year. But Jalen Hurts got paid. What did he have to do? Go to the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts had to go to the Super Bowl and outplay Patrick Mahomes before he got paid, bro. Then when they paid them, he rewarded them by going back and winning it all. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Give me these 15 quarterbacks who could have stepped in Jalen Hurts' shoes and won this bowl. Don't name nobody in the playoffs. They couldn't even have a run. Josh Allen had a run. Getting to a championship game is a playoff run. He had a run. But who was these other guys that could have did this? These guys play against Spags way more than Jalen Hurts do. Why don't they never blow the Chiefs out? The Chiefs ain't been blown out all year until they ran into Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. Come on, bro. Why can't none of these? Why can't nobody catch the Chiefs slipping like Jalen Hurts? The only one. Jalen Hurts is the only one motivated enough to say, "I'm gonna go out here and put belt to ass against the big bad wolf." Why nobody else don't do it? We pack the Chiefs up. Why nobody else ain't packing? I never seen the Ravens treat the Chiefs like we treated them. The last 5 years, the Ravens got a 13-win season, a 12-win season, and another 12-win season, I think, in the last 5 years. That's 3 of their 5 years. They quarterback won 2 MVPs in them last 5 years. Why have they not blown out the Chiefs yet?
Tell me why.
I don't understand it. Why haven't the Bills blown out the Chiefs yet? These are 13-win franchises, bro, and we so stacked. The last game of the season, we wasn't fighting for the number 1 seed. That was the Vikings and the Lions. But we the stack ones, though, right?
Right.
We ain't get no bye. We had to play 3 playoff games, bro. We had to play wild card, divisional, and championship before we had to win 4 straight games, bro.
That's the part they don't talk about. A wild card team won the Super Bowl. We was a wild card team. They talk about us like we was the number 1 seed.
We wasn't the wild card. Like the wild card technically was the wild card would be the Packers. We played in the wild. We hosted. We hosted.
We were in the wild, bro. We was in that round.
Right. We hosted. Now, if the Commanders would have won it, then you could say a wild card team won it because they had to go on the road every game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but
Right.
I look at it from the perspective of we still had to play an extra game.
We did. We had to play wild card weekend. Even though all our games was home games, we still had to play 4 games to go to the bowl.
Simple
We had
as
to play
that.
4 games to go to the bowl.
Simple as that.
Who was the number 1 seed? Like the Chiefs. The Chiefs talking about Super Bowl fatigue. They played 2 less games. They played 2 less games, bro. They didn't even play the last game of the season. Then they had a bye.
That's a fact. That's a fact. They were.
Then they had a bye. So what are we talking about? They making every excuse in the book. Super Bowl fatigue. That's loser mentality, bro. That's loser shit. We don't know nothing about that, Tone. So I'm not mad. I'm not sad. I'm barking on everybody all summer long.
Exactly.
That's just what it boiled down to.
I really couldn't agree with you more, LB. Like the bottom line is, I told people they gotta deal with me all summer, bro. This ain't gonna be no fly-by-night situation. This is gonna be one of those situations where you're gonna have to deal with me until I feel like doing something else. It's just that simple. And I want to give respect to another guy, Nick Sirianni, right? Nick Sirianni is a guy who's done nothing but win football games in his very young NFL career, right? I mean, made the playoffs all 4 years as the head coach, made it to 2 Super Bowls, got 2 NFC championship trophies in the tuck, got a Super Bowl trophy in the tuck. The ring was on the way. The guys was getting fitted on exit day for their rings. You know what I'm saying? Like this is it's so funny how all you can do is just win, but they find ways to discredit you because they feel like, or they don't like the way you do it. They don't like Nick Sirianni because of the way he coached, because he's a brash guy. You know, he brazen. He got an edge to him. He got that feeling in him. He got that dog in him, right? He talks shit. He be on the sideline excited. They don't like that. They want their guys buttoned up, and they want guys just to present the position a certain way. Nah, it's a new sheriff in town, my G.
It's cool when Dan Campbell do it, though.
It's cool when Dan Campbell do it, though. But my guy, all he does is win. Been winning. Been in the playoffs every single year. Got two division banners. Got two NFC championship banners. Got a Super Bowl banner, man. Come on, please stop it, bro. Stop it, man. They don't like the way Jalen Hurts play. They don't like the way Nick Sirianni coaching. Guess what? Y'all gonna be mad for a long time.
All I know is a match made in heaven. We've been to 2 Super Bowls. We 1-1 in the bowl under them guys. King Jordan, thank you for the super chat. $5. My pop's a long-term Dallas fan, and he believed the garbage Dak. He believed that garbage Dak was talking. I told him don't call me until the spring. I don't know why. I don't know why he would believe.
Shout out to King Jordan, man. Shout out to King Jordan, yo. We closer.
We closer.
Right now.
Well, Dak Prescott he got to be sick in the head.
He had the nerve to bring up. He tried to backdoor it though. He had the nerve to bring up. Yeah, I mean, we always beat him when we play him. He gonna say, I don't want to bring up the record, but
man, Skip really cooked him, bro.
Skip cooked him.
Sure, thank you for the super chat. Same QBs they gas couldn't take rookie Smitty, Jalen Reagor, and Arthega Whiteside to the playoffs, but Jalen got a super team and got carried. Every QB allowed to have weapons except Jalen Hurts. First of all, people talk like we ain't have weapons at the start of the season. We the only one that knew what we had. Everybody act now all of a sudden y'all got the best O-line. Y'all got a top 7 tight end, the best running back. Y'all called him washed at the start of it though. So like, which one is it?
It was dogging Jahan Johnson. Remember? They was dogging Jahan Johnson.
Right.
But he made plays in the playoffs. All of a sudden, oh no, we get that wide receiver core stacked. Y'all wasn't standing up before.
Come on, man. The hemorrhoid strikes back. My bad. I forgot that we should tune into the NFL every Sunday to watch QBs accumulate stats instead of win games. These internet anons are hilarious. Definitely are.
He right though. It's like do you? I said this to you guys on the Linc Up a handful of weeks back. I said these organizations they're not paying for your personal stats. They paying to win football games. They're paying for football superiority. They're not paying.
Stat culture ruined the game, Tone, because now guys are able to say, "I did this. I was a Pro Bowler. I deserve next man up money." That's what stat culture did to the game. Since you can't win, we're gonna say my stats this, my stats this, my stats this. We're in the era of football where guys' brands are bigger than what they do on the football field. That's what happened with Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor was concerned about his brand in Philadelphia. He wasn't concerned about being the best person that he could be. Look at the guys on our team. Naturally, Jalen Hurts is going to have a brand because he is a franchise quarterback. Going to have a brand. AJ Brown not running around here talking about his brand. Smitty not caring about his brand. These guys getting their millions of dollars, keeping their head down, and they winning football games. Look at these other guys. You know what I mean? These other guys are just so concerned with the outside stuff that they don't care about winning. All they care about is, I need 10 sacks a season so I can go get this. I can go get the paycheck. That's all they care about, man. All they care about is how they can look good instead of being good as a unit, bro. Winning a championship is not easy, bro.
Right.
It's not easy.
Well,
the only thing that you could legitimately say that these guys are better than at Jalen Hurts is the stats. That's the only thing you can bring up.
That's it. And my thing is, stats don't win championships. Like, I'm trying to understand. They gotta see every year. These organizations got to ask themselves: are we getting our money's worth? Not the Eagles, though. I told people, and before it happens, you always stand on it, but after it happens, you got to be like, "Hey, I want more." But I told people, Jalen Hurts, and again before he won it, I said Jalen Hurts could not win. Jalen Hurts could win one Super Bowl in his career with us. He could. Jalen Hurts could have a 10-year career with the Eagles, 12-year career, and if he won one Super Bowl, he validated his time here.
He did.
He validated his time here. But now that we got one, and I see how everything playing, I'm like, oh, we can get another one for sure with him.
Yeah.
So my thing is like, when you draft a guy or you sign a guy at your quarterback position, you're not signing him so he can benefit and maximize his next contract. You're signing him and drafting him so he can maximize your organization and you can win big with that player, right? It's the reason why these organizations are so desperate to win the football games when they got guys on rookie deals, because they know once that rookie deal is over and that max contract kick in, then it gets harder to build the team around them. Organizations understand how important it is to win early and win big. And so far, Jalen Hurts, through his 4 years starting in the NFL, since he was a second rounder, and since he didn't get the fifth-year option, his timeline is a little different than a first-round quarterback. But while on the rookie deal, took the team to the Super Bowl and balled out. The second year of his max contract being in effect, he wins the Super Bowl. He's validated every step of the way why the Eagles drafted him. Every step of the way.
Well, Jalen Hurts was 24 in the Super Bowl, bro.
24.
He was 24 in the Super Bowl. Like, what? Any of those other guys was on that level? How old is Josh Allen?
Bro,
Josh Allen, it seemed like he's been around for a long time. Like I'm confused.
You know what I found out today that it didn't even dawn on me, bro. Patrick Mahomes is going to be 30 when the season starts.
Yeah, Pat been around.
Like it's like and Pat's first 5 seasons in the NFL, won Super Bowl.
Yep,
won. Jalen Hurts first 5 seasons in the league, won Super Bowl. Like, what's stopping Jalen Hurts from getting 2 more? What's stopping that? What's stopping Jalen Hurts?
Nothing stopping him, bro. This core is locked up. Isaac Tunius, thank you for the super chat. Hurts and Pat are the only QBs drafted since 2012 to win a Super Bowl. They're mad for a reason. None of their guys could do it for 13 years.
Yo, let me add to that.
That's crazy. The first quarterback since 2012 drafted to win a Super Bowl?
No, wait, that don't sound right. I don't know.
I think that's right. Think about the last 10 guys that won a Super Bowl. It's a bunch of Mahomes and Brady.
Oh no, he may be right. and Joe Flacco. And let's think about all the quarterbacks who really won one. Because you got Hurts, Mahomes, Stafford, Brady, Flacco. I think that's it.
When did Russ win his?
You might got to put Russ in there. I don't know.
Nick Foles, you got to throw Nick Foles in there.
I don't know if that stat is accurate. I don't know. Let me throw something else at you though.
I think that's right. I gotta check that up.
Dak Prescott was drafted. Dak Prescott was drafted in 2016, the same year as Carson Wentz, 2016. Since Dak Prescott has been a starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles have been to 3 Super Bowls and won 2 in the entire Dak Prescott era. Jaden Daniels has been to an NFC Championship in the Dak Prescott era. The Dak Prescott era has been a failure. When you think about it in context with what the Philadelphia Eagles have been able to accomplish over the past 9 years since Dak's been in the league, it's been a failure. He has been second fiddle to Nick Foles. He's been second fiddle to Jalen Hurts. He can't listen. All that regular season shit you want to talk about, keep that, brother. We in this for the gusto. We in this for gold, big dog. We trying to bring home that platinum trophy to Lombardi. You know what I'm saying? It's levels to this thing, and all they want to say is, well, when you look at the stats, Jalen Hurts not better than him. But do y'all realize that this game, when it matters most, when you get into the playoffs, that's when all your stats don't mean nothing. Now it's who are you when you need to make this throw? Who are you when you need to make this check at the defense at the offensive line? Who are you when you need to pick up that blitz? Who are you when it's 3rd and 8? Who are you when it's 4th and 5 at the 50-yard line? You got the balls to go for it. Like my guy, my
season, bro.
Bro, my guy not throwing just check downs. He's trying to get the first down. My guy, listen, 4th and 5, my guy throwing a bomb. He got it like that.
Dak
feeling like that.
Do you know Dak is the longest tenured quarterback in the conference, bro? The longest tenured quarterback in the conference with the same franchise, bro.
It hasn't been to a conference championship, let alone Super Bowl. Hasn't been
the
to a
longest tenured guy. Russell not in the conference no more. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers was out of the conference 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's the longest tenured guy in the conference, bro, and he never had a playoff run. I think Kirk Cousins might be second.
Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott. You're gonna laugh at this. Dak Prescott has as many playoff wins as many times Jalen Hurts has been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, 2. Jalen Hurts tied Dak Prescott playoff record in 1 run. In 1 run. The year we lost to John, he won 2 playoff games. That was it.
Yo.
CJ Stroud got the same amount of playoff wins as Dak.
But they want to keep talking about his stats, though. Let me ask you this, though. Let's transition. I got to ask you about free agency because, this defense is going to take a hit in some places. You're going to lose Josh. Well, Joshua is a free agent. Zach Bond is a free agent. Milton Williams is a free agent. Isaiah Rodgers is a free agent. You got to figure out what you're going to do with Slay. Mekhi Becton on the offensive side is going to be a free agent. When you think about those key guys I've mentioned, what do you think the Eagles' approach will be? Who do you think stays? Who do you think goes? Just give me your perspective on the Eagles' free agency right now.
I think Zach Bond stays. I think Josh Sweat is going to go get rich. I think that's Milton Williams' mindset as well. Milton Williams, this how I know. Josh Sweat changed agents. You know what I mean? During the Super Bowl. Like Drew, 2 days before the Super Bowl, he changed agents.
Drew Rosenhaus, bro.
Yeah, Drew Rosenhaus about to go get him a bag.
He is a Drew Rosenhaus.
He's a dog. That's what he do. He go get you the bag. Milton Williams said, "I want to stay, but I do believe I deserve a raise." He out of here.
He's gone.
He's out of here. And Zach Bond is going to get paid. Bradbury's going to be off the books. Huff is going to be off the books. I think Slay going to get a 1-year deal to stay.
Well, Huff ain't giving no money back, so they got to find a way to move him in that case.
They I don't know if anybody even won him.
They guaranteed him $34 million.
Damn, Huff got guaranteed 34.
His first 2 years guaranteed.
Shit, he might got to play.
Yeah, that's why I kept trying to say like he's not. I don't think they move him. They're more likely to move him after this season. But
that was such a bad deal, bro.
It was a bad deal. But I will say this though.
He requested a trade though, right?
I didn't see that. Did he?
Somebody told me he requested a trade.
I didn't see that. I personally didn't see that. I'm not saying it's wrong or nothing.
But it's like your stock is like you couldn't cut it.
Yeah, you was a healthy scratch in the Super Bowl. Healthy scratch.
Yeah, you couldn't cut it. Jalen
Hurts. I was just about to say that. Jalen Hurts outplayed you. Yeah. Right. And then you ended up on IR. I mean, look, man. I'm going to look at it like this. Bryce Huff is still another body as a pass rusher that can, when at its best, he could probably make some plays for you, but because I feel like that skill, that talent just don't disappear. It can't just disappear.
He disgruntled though.
I think he's disgruntled as well.
He disgruntled.
But
thank you for the super chat.
You can only be mad at yourself though. Huh? You can only be mad at yourself though.
Yeah, you can. You was given opportunity. You was given the range. You was brought here with the bag and perform. Drew, thank you for the super chat. Strawberry Daiquiri is in 2009 had Cooper, Gallup, Cobb, Witten, and Zeke and missed the playoffs. Dak is a two-pack of ass. That's a fact. Two-pack of ass. Blaze, thank you for the super chat. It shows you how mental is just as important as talented. How mental just as important as talent is in this league. That was the number one reason how he drafted Hurts. He's seen the mental weakness in Wentz and drafted the opposite. Saban benching Hurts was a blessing. Definitely was a blessing.
Yeah, man. I definitely believe everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Kenny, thank you for the super chat. Who y'all think gonna be the OC and who y'all want? I didn't even think that far down the path.
I didn't think that far, but they got to figure that out soon, though.
That got to be figured out before the draft.
Yes.
That got to be figured out before you start re-signing guys. That got to be figured out before the draft. Yeah, they got to be figured out like extremely fast. I want all I know is I want Jalen Hurts in on that decision.
Yes, he's earned that right. He's earned that right.
I want Jalen Hurts in on that decision. I want AJ Brown. I want Jalen Hurts, AJ, and Saquon and Smitty. Dallas got it. I want the
Lane
guys
Johnson.
in on that decision. I want everybody to look at tape on what this guy brings to the table, whoever we hire, and I want everybody in on that decision, bro.
Yeah, and you got to be able to buy into what the personnel is telling you to do. So, and what I mean by that is like Kellen Moore, he was notoriously known for being pass happy prior to coming to Philly. Notoriously known for it. And he tried it those first 4 weeks. They got the bye week, and he was like, and they all was like, yo, we got to switch this up a little bit. And he bought in, which spoke to Kellen Moore's ability to adjust and just roll with what's working, right? Sometimes when you're a coach, you can get in your own way. And that's what I love about Nick Sirianni. He's never gotten in his own way. Whenever he felt like something was too much for him, hey, you do the job now. You know what I mean? Because he know at the end of the day, I'm the head coach. I'm going to get credit anyway. It don't matter. It don't matter. We all eat. So it is going to be interesting to see who the next OC will be, though. I'm thinking about it like I don't want somebody young and ambitious. I don't. I want somebody with a little gray hairs, somebody that know who they are, know that they're OC, somebody that we can have here for the next at least 3 years.
A lot of people talking about Frank Wright.
I wouldn't mind having him back. Now, Frank Wright, he's getting paid a lot of money just to relax at home. He's still getting paid from the Panthers, still getting paid from the Colts. He's getting paid a lot of money just to relax. It's going to take a lot to get him out the crib.
No, it's not. He'll take 3 paychecks.
I don't know if signing. See, I don't know how that goes sometimes, because if you sign on somewhere, can it negate? Is there something in the contract to say if you get a job somewhere else, it negates whatever we owe you? You know what I mean?
Well, if people owe you guaranteed money, they owe you guaranteed money.
That's true.
They owe you guaranteed money. He's a free agent sitting on the couch.
That's a good point. You know what, you're right, because whatchamacallit, Cliff Kingsbury still getting paid from Arizona.
You know what? Dougie P.
I don't know.
What you mean you don't know?
That'd be a weird dynamic.
Because Nick took his job.
I mean, they both Super Bowl champions, right? In their own right. But like, you don't think that'd be it's a funny room?
I think it'll all be a funny room. I don't think Nick will go for it. So I don't think Nick will bring him in.
Yeah, like yeah, I just feel like that'll just cause too much, like the moment Nick had one little moment, make Doug the coach again. I just feel like I just feel like you asking for a lot with that. I wouldn't mind Frank Reich though. I know the rumor is there's a chance Kevin Patullo was in the running for our job and the New Orleans Saints job. So we'll see about that. I saw somebody put
Where did
Byron
he come from?
Leftwich.
Is Kevin Patullo, he on our staff?
Yeah, Kevin Patullo. He's been the pass game coordinator since he got here. He was brought in. He came in with Nick Sirianni. He was basically Nick Sirianni right hand man all throughout Indy when he was with the Colts and all that kind of stuff. He brought him from there, and they knew each other for a while. Same thing with Steichen. He knew him from the Chargers days and the Colts days. So
I ain't gonna lie, I'll let Nick call plays, bro, before I'll give it to Kevin Patullo.
Yeah, I don't really know much about Kevin Patullo right now, but hold on, somebody's saying we missed a super chat. What's his name? Dark Matters. Let me see. Let's see. Dark Matters. Okay, Dark Matters says Jalen is the greatest running quarterback of all time.
I agree. He broke Steve Young rushing touchdown record in the postseason.
Interesting. See,
Yeah,
I personally don't like.
Look up his rushing stats.
No. I believe all that. What I'm saying is though, I don't like putting somebody in a box like that. The greatest running quarterback. That sounds passive aggressive to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just.
I don't think so. I think it sounds like somebody who's standing on it, man. He averaged 70 rushing yards in the Super Bowl.
I get it. It's just
70 rushing yards in the Super Bowl. He got like 310 rushing touchdowns. People want to say the tush push, but he legit averages like 500 rushing yards. He averaged like 600 rushing yards a season.
Yeah, he does. Since being a starter, he's averaging between I think 650, 700 a season. Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
That's crazy. That's crazy when you think about it, because I would put him in that situation because he legitimately runs with power.
Yeah. I see. I like dual threat. I'm cool with dual threat.
Yeah, dual threat.
Running quarterback just sound like he can't throw to me.
Yeah,
because they use that. They use that as a way to discredit and again, I know what Dark Matters mean. He's trying to say, but like they try to use that as a way to discredit him. I'm cool with dual threat for sure. I'm totally cool with calling him a dual threat quarterback. Most of these guys in the league is dual threat. Most of them are. All of them really are for real. The only difference is some guys just are a little bit more explosive than others. Some guys just run a little bit more than others. But I would say CJ Stroud is dual threat. When he take off, he's pretty fast.
Herbert is too.
Herbert, he's fast.
Herbert pretty fast.
Yeah, even when Jared Goff takes off,
Daniel Jones was pretty fast.
Yeah, like
But for a lot of these guys though, that you don't design the runs for them though. That's why you really can't count it. They take off as a necessity. Jalen Hurts, it'd be design runs, design power formation runs.
And if you notice in that Super Bowl, they didn't really run design runs like that. Most of those were him dropping back. He see it, he just taking it.
Right.
And that's that's the version of Jalen Hurts I like the most.
Because you really can't run the RPO too much with Herbert because he's not really that much of a threat to run.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that was our last super chat, man. We got an hour and 23 minutes in, man.
Yeah, that was
the last one. Goes to my guy War V, man. Thank you for the super chat. Jalen basically got to create his own offense at this point and mesh it with the new guys, since it will be the norm the rest of his career. Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you sign on to coach the Eagles, if you sign on to coach Jalen Hurts, you better know what you're taking on. You better know.
But I don't think Jalen wants to be involved in that process. Jalen is like, I saw an interview where he was like, that's above my grade.
I think it's impossible. I think it's impossible that they don't even. I understand what he's saying because you want to play your role and you want to trust the organization that's got you this far, right? I understand what he's saying, but I think it's unrealistic to think that he's not going to be privy to whoever they hire. Like it's going to be like he gonna find out when we find out type shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's realistic. I think okay, I'll put it this way. I think if the coaches know their quarterback very well, they probably don't got to have a conversation with him.
Right.
If they know their quarterback in 4 years, he take it to a Super Bowl and win it, take it to two of them, you got to know your quarterback very well. So I think probably at this point, there probably isn't a conversation that needs to be had, but I would imagine that he would know who it is before they sign that dotted line.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, man.
We're definitely going to see, man, because it could be anybody. I mean, you definitely want somebody that can get you back to the same level for sure. And Patullo, he knew what was implemented. Maybe he took some learning points from.
He's been here for 4 years. He been the whole time.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. We'll see. Maybe he earned it. Maybe he earned it. But I do know a thing or two about hiring the wrong coordinators, man. Like last season, we went through it. We went through it, man.
You know what's so crazy though about that though? Real quick before we get out of here, the Eagles' offense was still top 10. Still top 10.
It was. A lot of it was the defense.
The real problem was the defense.
A lot of it was the defense, man.
It was really that defense, bro. If that defense was even top 15, top 10, that shit just plays out differently. The offense was still top 10. But you know, hey, who's looking backwards when you got you know what I mean? When you got two of them things, who's counting? Who's looking backwards? Who's
focused on the past, I just hope the new guy come in here and understand the assignment, man.
Yeah, I think they at this point you got to know what you're getting. The way we are definitively the most dominant rushing team in NFL history.
This job is a gold mine if you want to be a coach in the next 2 years.
Gold mine.
A head coach. If you want to be a head coach in the next 2 years, come be the Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator and do a fantastic job, man. But that's our show for the day, y'all. You know what I mean? Next time, I promise y'all, Symone will be in the building. Shout out to all 778 of y'all, man.
Hey, LB, Symone was mad at us too. She was a little mad at us about the parade.
Oh yeah, man. We can't. How we gonna find Symone out of 2 million people? I don't know if y'all ever seen Symone in person. What's Symone like 5'5"?
I guess I never met her in person. But like,
oh, you ain't never meet Symone in person?
Nah,
Symone like 5'5". You ain't finding nobody in no parade. That's fine. That's what I'm saying, bro.
And she was like in front of the museum. She was in that little island. Like
because she got there early.
5 in the morning.
She was stuck there. She like, I'm over here. Then when I found out you had to cross the street of the parade, like, bro, you would have got tackled by the law if you'd have ran in that street, bro.
Yeah, I'm cool.
I'm like Symone, man.
Symone, we love you, sis. We love you.
We love you, man. I'm gonna have to see you in the A, man. You know what I'm saying? But yo, thank y'all for tapping in with us for sure, man. This is the Linc Up. You know, we got much more content coming up. You know, we're going to try to give it to y'all every week like we've been doing. A lot to discuss in the Eagles land. We'll keep this thing pushing, man. Thank y'all for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. 778 people in the building, man. You know what I mean? Get ready for Linc Up Season 2, man. Get ready for Season 2. The Cube, the Linc Up Cube. Get ready for Season 2. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all.
Step back and watch the chef cook.
You want 17 birds? Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. In my line, if you want 17 birds, big ring, I play for the 17 birds.